Morning, guys. It's 8:03 a.m. November 13th. It's Friday. I've been watching the pre-market pretty much all morning. Normally I don't do that, but I didn't have I have something I have to do later today, but I didn't have anything I had to do this morning, and I was up really early, so I was just watching and kind of studying and practicing discipline and things like that, because the watch list didn't have a lot of good things on it. Again, this isn't accurate. I'm in the green today. This is because these things are fluctuating in the pre-market. So let's see. Just want to show you so the top gainer list. So I was watching this morning, and there wasn't a lot of stuff with volume that was trading in my price range, because I'm trying to trade stocks that are like 750 or cheaper right now, and you could see that everything other than this, but this was pretty weird looking. Solo's been up there, and that was like super choppy, and the volume kind of came and went. And Cbat was the one that I took a trade on, which also it looked better than Solo, but not that great. So I waited for a long time, till there was a decent pattern before I took a trade on it. And I think that was it. This wasn't even up there earlier. Just going through these. NAVB, there was like no volume. That was something I took a trade on yesterday in the aftermarket. So it was just kind of lingering around, I think, from yesterday, but there wasn't any pre-market volume. And that's pretty much it. Everything else you can see is very low volume right now. So that, there wasn't a lot on the watch list to trade. So let's go to the video of the trade, and I'll show you the reason why I was interested in taking a trade was because of this little run up to the upside, especially this green bar right here. It was a 1 minute candle with a ton of volume came in out of nowhere and pushed this thing way up. So, that kind of opened my eyes to, okay, maybe there's some buyers in here. You could see it was kind of chopping around a lot before that. And then as this played out, it looked like it was the beginnings of a 3-bar play. I was noticing the spread was still pretty big, and I don't really like that. But I was looking for a 3-bar play, which this is a pretty decent one because it's pretty much the beginning of a move. It's really only like the third red candle here. But you know what it is like an ABCD pattern where people came in and bought the break of this level, which that doesn't always work, but it happened here. People bought in for the break of the 560, and it really went up big time. Now there was where I got in. I was trying to get the break of this candle, which was 583. So I wanted to be in at 584, and I think because of the spread, was a little bit big, that I got in at 587, because I think I hit the buy button. Well, yeah, it was kind of moving quick there. Let me see what happened. Just see when I actually hit the buy, and then we'll watch the spread. So there's 584. I haven't hit the buy button yet. The spread is 8 cents, which is big. Okay, there I triggered the buy. It was kind of like as it was going 480 from 484 to 485, and notice I have my limit set 2 cents higher than the ask. So the ask is 585, so that allows me to get filled up to 587, which normally doesn't happen. I would say like at least 9 out of 10, maybe 19 out of 20 times, I don't get filled at my limit. So that doesn't happen all the time. But yeah, there I got filled at my limit, and immediately I'm in the red a couple of cents because it's just like chopping around. But I knew where my stop loss was before I got in. It was the break of the low of this candle here, which I think was 570. So if the price hit 569, I'm out. So it's a little bit of a big stop, like 18 cents. I mean, that's a really big stop actually for me. I prefer like 4 or 5 cents. But I knew that buying, with 10% of my buying power, which is my buying power is a little over $150 right now, that I would only get 2 shares. So I was really, risking a very small amount, actual money wise. But we'll see what happens. So basically, these 3-bar plays, when they work really well, what they're kind of supposed to do is really rip up either on the third bar or after the third bar pretty cleanly. And we'll see what happens here. This bar is almost done forming and it's chopping around right around my entry, but then it starts to come down. So, I'm double checking where my stop loss is and getting ready to exit if I had to, but notice it comes right back up to my entry. It goes up a little bit above my entry, but I only have 2 shares, so even if I sold 1 share, I would actually lose money there. So there was no reason to sell yet, so I'm just kind of holding true to my stop, but now it's looking kind of sketchy. I'm definitely getting worried that, I'm going to get stopped out. And I was even considering possibly taking the stop a little bit earlier. But you see, it's just hanging around down here. The video is still playing. So none of this makes me feel good about this trade at this point. I'm thinking, okay, this is just, a 3-bar play that didn't work out. Because, like a textbook 3-bar play, this candle would have probably opened somewhere here and would have ran up, continued to run up higher. Instead, it opened up high and then it's flushing down. I'm just taking the time to actually mark out my stop. Now, this is not a good sign at all when this happens, and I'm really thinking, okay, this trade, I'm gonna have to hit my stop loss. But I'm now at this point, I'm in it so long. I'm also thinking, I set my stop here for a reason. Let me let it play out a little bit and see what happens. If it ever does really, might explode at some point. But the longer I'm in it, the less I feel good about it because, again, I'm a scalper. So I want to be in and out on in either the candle I got in or the next candle. And that's it. I will play a momentum play if it turns into that, but this isn't one because this is just chopping around. So a real momentum play would just have this nice upward movement after my entry. So that's all the stuff that's going through my head. Now this thing, finally breaks up over my entry, 3 cents, which at 2 shares, that's only going to give me a 6-cent gain. And then 4 cents total after the 2-cent sell fee, not sell fee, but seller's fee. And, but at this point I'm in this trade so long for a scalper, that for my trading style, it feels like I'm in here very long. This thing's chopping around a lot. So let me just, get out at the first bit of profit because I'm green on the week and I just want to protect my, my week at this point. So I get out and get filled there at 590. And so we'll take a look. This is my week. So I only made 4 cents on that trade, which is pretty lame. But again, I was watching the market, all morning and nothing was happening. This is at 7:48. So I've already been watching basically for 4 hours. And I wasn't feeling that antsy to get into a trade. Like I said, I didn't have much else going on this morning. So I actually felt like, hey, I have time. I can just relax and watch the market and learn. And if anything good pops up, I'll take a trade. Otherwise, I'll just sit back and watch, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to be frustrated that I, been sitting here all this time and not been into a trade and just get into a trade for the sake of getting into a trade. So that was all the stuff that kind of led up to this trade. Then by the time I finally got into the trade and it wasn't working out, I'm starting to think, was this really a good trade or did I just get into it? But I think it was, like I said, I saw it, this candle shoot up and a 3-bar pattern was forming. So I think it was a good trade. I'm not really sorry that I took it. And I'm not really sorry that I got out where I did because, of all the things that I talked about, although it did go up a little bit more, went all the way to 598, but it did pretty much fail after that. I think this is where I was at. Yeah. So this was where I was trading it. I bought it here, and then, this is a lot of choppiness that I think, would make any scalper not feel so hot about the trade. And I got out at 590 and it did finally go up, but it went back, it was down low at some point. It went way below my entry here to 583 before I think it went to 598. So it would have been really hard to hang out during that candle because I felt like I had an opportunity to get out of the trade at 590. And then since it opened up here, it probably opened at 590 and then went down, and I would have felt like crap. I missed my opportunity. You know, all the psychology that goes into day trading would have started to creep in, and would have been tough. Who knows what I would have done at that point. So anyway, so that's it. And then you can see it came all the way down basically to my stop. It did turn around again, but this thing's been crazy trading. I mean, look at what happened here. This is this is like the 8 o'clock madness that happens. I guess Robinhood traders and who knows, excuse me, come in and start to sell for profits, and maybe whatchamacallit, the investment groups and stuff that open up at 8 o'clock, come in and take some profit. So, during this time, it's pretty much impossible to trade. So I was getting in, really close to that. So I wouldn't have wanted to hang out much longer anyway. So that's my pre-market trade. I wish it was more exciting. I wish there was more profit for you guys, but that's it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to take a trade at the open. I may or may not, but we'll see. And then either way, like so far on the week, I'm up 336, which doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind, even though my day trading account is this size, I only trade about three $15 trades at the most every day, so about $45 per day. So if you take that into consideration and then average out the week, I'm making about 1.6% on average every day, considering the amount that I trade every day. So I'm happy with that. Right now it's not about the dollar signs. It's about proving the strategy and, continuously, slowly growing the account. So, and at the end of the month, if I'm still green, I'm going to add in whatever amount I've made. I'm going to add that much more into the account so that it grows a little bit quicker. So anyway, that's it for my first trade of the day. I hope you guys learned something, and let me know in the comment section below, and take care.